Hello, everybody. We are live from the apocalypse and happy to be here. Everyone's pumped. Everyone's excited. Everyone's filled with a ton of energy drinks, right? Right? Yeah? Yeah? No? Just me? Okay. Yeah, okay. All right. Woo! I gotta hydrate too. Water's important, right? So here you need it to live. Coffee! Yes! So.
Oh no, it's just.
I can't see it. He's a skeleton.
Oh, spooky water. So.
Spooky water.
I like that.
It'll keep you energized.
Right? So.
So.
Fear gives you energy, I guess.
Fear does, yes.
Fear.
100%. 100%. So, we're happy to be back and continue the sweet adventures of these awesome pulp action heroes. So, hello, heroes. I'm glad to see you all. Very
Hello there.
happy to be here. All right. When we last left our heroes, they were boarding a plane out of New York City to New Borneo. Quentin and Shekels talked to them a bit about some problems going on the island, right? Now, the original request came from the Northern Borneo Charter Company, saying that there was unusual seismic activity in the area, and a lot of people were getting sick very quickly. Initial signs pointed to some type of viral hepatitis, but doesn't quite match up with what, medically speaking, tracks in terms of symptoms and timelines, right? So that, along with the fact that with consultation from Tyrannish, Caduceus was told there's a strange energy source on this island. You've been asked to go and investigate. So Quentin is going to come with you, and of course Kelly's best buddy Spencer Brooks is now a pilot for Caduceus and is ready to fly you off into this great adventure and potentially join in, right? On board you have the viral analyzer that Shekels gave you. It's basically just a wood chipper that analyzes samples and can produce information and then hopefully medical cures or vaccines or what have you for any issues that are going on out there based on the volume of sample put in, right? The initial demonstration was a little rough, but, it does work. They're just not sure why.
And who are we to ask questions of a flesh-eating analyzer?
Right? Like,
Meddling with forces we don't understand is our day job.
Mm-hmm.
is anybody
We're here to save the world.
save the world or die trying, right? So an admin note from last time, right? If for the level up between Chapter 2 and this new excursion, if you have any boxes that were checked as a skill that you gained, instead of having to go through and roll, you can just add 4 points to any of the boxes that you checked, right? So it's a cool little moment of inspiration to show the growth and change and the access to new technology and having access to mentors and that kind of stuff. In terms of your base luck, feel free to add 10, right, to your luck score. So instead of having to roll it all. We'll get right into it. You've been traveling for a little while now. Borneo is close to, off the coast of, I guess, Vietnam, Cambodia, Singapore, and that area down there, right, by the Philippines. As you're making your red line travel right across the map, you finally reach the portion of travel where you're about to descend to the island. You can see for miles around you. It's a beautiful place. In the distance, there's a large mountain range that Quentin identified as Mount Kinabalu, right? It's one of the larger mountains on Borneo. And you can see it as you are quickly making your way through the clouds, and you can hear just a hum of the propellers, right, as you're cruising over the ocean. And Quentin says, well, the way it seems to break, the way it looks like it breaks down there when I'm looking at the map, the mountain and the pass kind of make a natural quarantine zone. So it looks like the British military has already come down and kind of taking care of the landing area. They've waved off all the ships, all the other planes, so the island is completely self-sufficient at this point, or self-isolated at this point. They've dropped supplies and they've got some time there, but we're the only thing coming in and out, coming in or out until the quarantine's lifted. We're supposed to meet a gentleman named Captain Lancaster on the ground. He's going to get us set up and give us our bearings when we get there. So, any questions of me before we land? We should land in about an hour, maybe a little less. It's like kind of looking out the window and seeing the island slowly get bigger and bigger as you're approaching.
So if we're the only thing flying in and out and something happens, how do we get back out?
We're just gonna have to be cautious. So
Wendy is having traumatic flashbacks of Olivia again. So like, when I get hit by a truck the next time.
So there is a medical center on the military base down there. If we need to, we can always evacuate someone back to the peninsula.
So like
Good
this
to
plane
know.
is not staying ready to go, fuel in the. Okay.
Oh no, we can always take this plane out if we need to. It's not a problem. But
Can you tell us a bit more about the seismic activity?
absolutely. So as you're flying in, just kind of get you oriented to like what you're looking at, right? You're in a 10-person charter plane, right? Dual propeller. It's got a bunch of cargo in the back. Boxes have just been strapped down with, food, medical supplies, water, that kind of stuff, right? And
Are there any more parachutes?
I'm gonna roll some dice. There seem to be plenty of parachutes.
Hey, good.
But
As long as the pilot didn't put us towards the mountain and jump out. Yeah, we're good.
Spencer's an expert pilot. I imagine Kelly is up in the front with Spencer, right? Acting as kind of co-pilot / just hanging out, right? Because honestly, once you get up in the air, flying is kind of boring unless there's a problem. And so far, no problems.
Love to hear it.
Yeah, just a nice, safe, easy flight. Quentin says, one of the things that and he's talking over a headset so everyone can hear this, right? One of the things that we got from the report was that it looked like the mining company was looking for mineral deposits, right? And it seems like they were blasting out parts of the mountain and initially triggered a landslide, which is what they thought the seismic activity came from. But ever since the rocks stopped moving, the activity still continues. So they're not sure what exactly is causing that. We know for a fact this area is not volcanic. There's no type of activity in that realm. So it's cause for concern. If what Tyrannus said is correct, and there's some sort of energy deposit down there, that could be affecting the stability of the area, right? So a lot of things going on down there.
Do you think perhaps that it also affecting the people down there, perhaps landslides, the seismic activity has released some kind of potent gas or something?
That's a possibility. The way that I got a breakdown from Dr. Goncalves before we left. There's a tone in his voice when he says his name that's just like irritated, right?
Who was that again?
Dr. Goncalves. Right. He says, and when talking about the timeline of what some type of viral hepatitis would look like, and it's 6 to 8 weeks of incubation to actually seeing symptoms and problems. And based on the feedback we were getting timeline of 1 to 3 days for some people to developing some serious symptoms, right? So whatever it is, since modified by the environment or by maybe the power source down there. But he kind of like taps one of the boxes at, as the variable analyzer and says, it should be good as long as we have this thing.
Yes, your toy.
So,
I won't lie. It's a little disturbing how excited you are to use it.
rest assured, I'm not looking forward to actually using this on... I'm not looking forward to using this in the worst possible circumstances, right? But again, with blood samples, skin samples, we can easily synthesize vaccines or cures for people without having to resort to any type of grotesque activity, right? So,
for example,
that's always
feeding,
cool.
for example, just feeding a sandwich-sized piece of person into it.
Right, we prefer not to do that. So, remember, there's no point in trying to, save the world if you can't actually save the people involved. Right? We want to minimize harm and suffering.
Right. And these Cecil kind of struggles with one of the suits, and he's looks at his just nice dapper suit. And he's like, and we have to wear these the entire time.
Once we get into the quarantine zone, yeah. The initial landing. No, the initial landing zone is going to be good. Captain Lancaster has the area secured, so they have no reported outbreaks of any issues on the base. But once we leave, suits on, right?
Literally.
You hear over the radio Spencer just saying, "Oh well, it looks like we're approaching the island. It's should be a rather smooth landing. If you actually look out to our east, and you see him point to the left, you can see there's actually a large formation of, I don't know, birds or something, if people are into that sort of thing, flying by. It's very, very big. Very big."
I was gonna say, may I spot them in to determine whether this isn't birds, it's bats?
Yeah, go ahead and roll spot hidden, if you'd like.
Yeah.
I would. Thank you very much. That actually might not have, because I have to get below, and that's actually very high. No, that's a failure.
A lot of clouds kind of covering the area, right? You can see the occasional wing or the occasional thing just burst through the clouds and then go back behind them.
I got an 80 out of 25.
A lot of clouds.
I need constant reminding. Is 00 good or is that 100?
000 is bad.
Right. Okay. No, this is 008.
008 is
probably
It's very
that's
good.
just above an excellent for me.
Cool. I'm gonna give you a cool thing. Oliver, do you want to roll?
I did. Oh, Oliver, I'm sorry. Go for it, Oliver.
I'll look at the birds, but no, I don't. I just see clouds.
Okay. Cool. I'm gonna roll for Quentin. Okay. I'm gonna roll for Spencer. Oh wow. Huh. Kelly, you look out the window as one of these large monstrosities kind of flares its wings back and it fully extends out. It's huge.
What is it?
It looks like this.
Oh God.
So
Is it in the Twitch?
it is up displayed on the Twitch / Discord. It looks like a large gargoyle bat monstrosity with these like flapping purple wings, and just these insane teeth and claws. Right as it
Like
swoops.
it has like wing arms and then other arms and then tiny terrible legs. This is the yes?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Wow, I hate it.
Mm-hmm. So that's my gift to you. As it like flares its wings, and you realize it's got like a 6-foot long wingspan, maybe a little longer, and you see those like teeth just kind of gnashing and shrieking, right?
How far away is it?
Shockingly close, right? As they kind of like fly closer and closer, it just flares out its wings, and you see this thing, and you realize there's about half a dozen of them making a line towards the plane.
Good.
We're in a twin-engine prop plane. Shouldn't we be doing like 200 mile an hour here?
Yeah.
What gives?
Oh, we need to land now, boss. I don't know if you see what I'm seeing, but we gotta put this bird down.
So,
Nothing but clouds on my side.
Yeah, what are you talking about, Kelly?
I'm gonna
Apparently
over
it's,
there.
like,
I don't.
near your seat, but now we're just gonna like.
Do we have guns?
Cover.
oh yeah, you got.
Oh, I have my gun. Oh, we were looking at the wrong side of the plane. Over. Oh, Lord in heaven.
The other east. The other east.
Help!
All right.
Well, that's weird.
I'm gonna try and spot the nearest open land that we can put the plane down at, because we're not gonna win a fight in the air. It's not gonna happen.
Spencer.
I'm supposed to punch if it's, yeah.
Spencer looks out the window, looks at Kelly, and proceeds to just put the plane into almost like a 45-degree dive. And just yells back like, "Hold on to something! I'm taking us down real quick."
Alright.
Yeah. Wendy will put like both of her hands over her neck and like make himself into tiny ball, like around seat, and be like holding the seat that I'm assuming is like bolted to the plane. And we're gonna start, muttering about Yao Guai. Yeah.
Cecil straps her in and like makes sure that she's like she has like a seatbelt or something like that over her, and he like straps himself in like right next to her.
Take you back to the main screen. Yeah, I do like that. Fun transition. All right, we're going to quick initiative. Kelly, you have a bonus die for this round since you spotted the threat ahead of time. It's kind of the cool.
Okay.
So whatever you do, you'll basically have advantage.
All right.
The plane starts like diving and pitching to the sides as these things fly close, and they start. You can hear them clanging and like bouncing off the sides of the plane as they're starting to attack. One of them.
Oh dear.
One of them grabs you, see, hits the door. The fanged face just, and like part of the door is ripped off as it starts to scrabble its way into the plane itself.
No.
Absolutely not.
You see a second one hit directly in front of the plane, and like shatter part of the windshield. As Spencer's like, "Holy!" starts shooting at it, like as he's trying to like can't maintain a hand on the throttle. And it starts reaching for him. What do you do, Wendy?
Are there guns?
Oh yeah, you have all your weapons.
You're supposed to dodge. You're supposed to dodge.
I didn't think it was gonna come straight for me.
Somebody else steer.
I feel like punching is probably bad in this moment. I feel like I should shoot guns.
Fantastic in this moment.
So.
Okay, let me rephrase that. Is it in the window? Like, is it actively inside the plane?
It is like halfway through the front window of this plane, like just clawing at Spencer, who is just like basically reclined his seat almost fully, has one hand on the throttle, and is like shooting a revolver at it, trying to like scare it off.
I'm gonna punch. I'm gonna punch it. I feel like I need to prepare Spencer for this a little bit to say like, all right, drive the fucking plane, and like, I want to break a leg. I don't know. Whatever's getting in here, I want it to snap like a twig.
Okay, go ahead and attack. And...
I know Wendy screamed, but like because he's not effectively driving this, like she's probably gonna she's gonna crawl to the cockpit and attempt to help drive this fucker.
Okay.
Like, yeah, we can do that.
Very cool. Yeah, the way I'm gonna break this.
You know, if he's doing the this, yeah, that's where we're needed right now.
The way I'm gonna break.
Screaming the entire time, but she's gonna crawl up to the cockpit.
The way I'm gonna break this down is I'm gonna give Kelly a chance to do like a preemptive action and then roll into regular initiative because of the spot, right?
Yeah.
But 100%. So, yeah.
I rolled for brawl and I got a great success.
Cool. Did you roll twice?
No, I guess I should.
Yeah, take your better roll. So if you get
Nope,
it.
that was the better one.
Okay, cool. So.
Okay, so unarmed.
It's gonna fight back.
That's fine.
But
I knew that was gonna happen.
It's gonna unfortunately fight back at disadvantage because it's not in a great position.
All right, well that's 6 damage.
Cool. Yeah, it does not succeed in fighting back.
Yay.
Suck it, you evil bat thing.
Alrighty.
I'm breaking legs. That's the goal. If I can get up there or smash it against the rest of the windshield and cut the leg off, whatever I gotta do, I'm trying to disable this creature.
Got it. Yeah,
That sounds like a chicken wing gone wrong. Yep.
it's stuck in the front glass of this plane. Like you can see some of the shattered window, just lodged into one of its wings. These things look like giant bats, right? Or like maybe gargoyles or something up close. They're just again, purplish, black, leathery monstrosities. As it starts clawing its way in, you can see splashes of red hit up against the window. Part of it coming from Spencer getting clawed up as he's trying to move backwards. Some of the gunshots going off, and you start punching at one of its extended little actual arms. And I think you just manage to get wrist control and break it. And it lets out this just terrible and then withdraws the arm, kind of flapping in the background, starts biting at you. And I think you're able to take I'm picturing the life vest that you manage to shove in its face.
Sure.
As it's trying to bite at you, and then you just manage to get that up in time, shit. In this exchange, but it is definitely injured and not happy. Right, it's starting to lose its grip on the plane, and all of it looks bad.
Anatomical clarity question here.
Mm-hmm.
When we say break its arm, we mean the arms that are not part of the finger, arm, wing bit.
No, the tiny grabby arms. There's the grabby arms and the wing arms. It's the grabby arms.
The grabby arms that are in the picture, kind of
Yeah, no, I just wanted to clarify which ones.
like a
If
demented
it's still
baby.
able to fly, that's frustrating. Yeah, okay.
I would like everyone to make a sanity check on the plane, please.
Making jazz.
Oh, sure.
Bats fly.
So,
Does the plane get a sanity check?
the plane doesn't, but Spencer does.
Spencer, no.
Spencer, yes. Spencer's shockingly unfazed.
Great.
That's good.
Love to hear it.
I'm good.
So,
I supremely failed. That's a hundo.
oh shit.
Oh boy.
Cat.
Having a bad time.
Okay.
What an enormous flying fox.
I know, I'm
They
being
were native
attacked
to the
from more
region.
than one direction right now.
All right.
Okay, ow, that hurt.
This is gonna get a little weird real quick.
Great.
So adrenaline. Does anybody else fail? Sorry, before I go into it. No. Everyone else is good.
Good.
Hell yeah.
Just me.
All right.
Touching that thing is real weird.
Feel good.
Adrenaline's a hell of a drug, right? Which gets you through that first just fisticuff volley back and forth, right? But then you realize there's a giant gargoyle monstrosity trying to literally bite your face off and mauling your friend right now. And you just feel the wind whipping around your face, and you see the plane as it is pitching downward. You realize you could probably just fall out of this plane and die. A lot of things kind of come together real quick. You rolled 100, so roll. Roll 2d6.
Okay.
And see what happens with that as I pull this potential chart we might need.
That's not so bad. It's a 5.
Okay, cool. You don't have
I assume.
an insane break, right?
Yes.
Because the threshold for that is 6, right? So you toe the line on that. You can spend 2 points of luck per point of sanity damage to reduce that.
Okay. Is that my damage? My sanity damage is 5.
Yeah. If you want to just take it, cool. If you want to burn basically 10 luck to reduce that in half, you can.
I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
We're just gonna burn it all. I'm gonna reduce my luck total by 10.
Cool.
And my sanity will stay the same.
Sounds good. So yeah, you shake it off. Very good.
I've been teaching myself how to stay cool in these situations, but
Okay.
oh boy, I don't like heights.
Make sure I got this right for. Yep, and then. Okay, cool. Wendy, so in the plane, there's obviously the 8 seats in the back and 2 in the front, right? There's the back door has been ripped off, and another one of these gargoyle monstrosities is starting to work its way into the plane. When I say ripped off, I don't mean like off the hinges. I mean like just kind of clawed through like a tin, like cheap aluminum, right?
Yeah.
And so
aluminum fuselage. Yep.
Yeah. So this thing is just like inside. Up in the cockpit, you can hear the yelling and the screaming like through the open door. I think it's just like swinging open and shut, and you can just catch images of this conflict happening as the front glass is just shattered and this gargoyle is inside, trying to murder the pilot and trying to murder Spencer and Kelly.
I'll be back before my turn.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, Wendy's just gonna because at the moment she's like curled up in a ball in the trying to make herself a tiny bit that is one with the seat cushion. But since that's not gonna especially as you can hear the sounds from the cockpit going on, and I'm assuming Spencer's yelling some shit about steering with, so she's just unstrap quickly and slide down onto the floor of the plane and crawl her way up towards the cockpit so that she can help at least try and drive this thing towards a not a tree or the side of a mountain. So she's gonna crawl in and either help steer if that's gonna be it looks like Spencer can punch or shoot this thing on his own fine, and if not, she's gonna try and hit the shit out of the thing.
Cool.
Yeah.
Go for the attack. It's one of those things where Spencer's trying to keep things under control. I think he's able to give you a bit of an opening, right? As you come in, he's just like, get it out, get it out, get it out!
I mean, the problem being that I don't have any skill in this, but yeah. I mean, I've got the fucking fire bracer on, and I'm assuming I brought my rifle.
Yeah, 100%. Any weapon.
We're not gonna fire bracer this guy just yet. That's a bad plan. The flame will set on fire. Yes, Kelly, I'm with you on that. I understand. That's a terrible plan. Thank you, Ash. I thought about it. I decided no.
You said those words out loud, and I was like,
no.
no, please.
She's gonna attempt to rifle this. Since we loaded onto the plane, it's been on now that she has one. And we've been to Bolivia. We know that you keep that shit on you the whole time. So yeah, we're gonna take a step back into the little vestibule of the cockpit, so that I am not immediately on Spencer, but I'm gonna go with part of the reason that I don't think I'm gonna hit him is the barrel is over his shoulder. Yeah.
It's oh, okay, do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so the 4 rolling for that one. because like I have my damage dice, but the actual to like hit portion of things.
It'll be your rifle skill. So, should be a base of 20, I believe. Plus whatever's in it.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. Sorry.
Cat! So,
She's fine.
25, sorry, base of 25.
Yeah. Okay, so no, that's a fail. Yeah, do not hit it.
Okay, yeah, you roll up, you slide in, you fire off a few rounds. There's a lot of commotion going on in this cockpit, right? And it's just, the thing just waving its arms around and like the wings and everything knocks the rifle askew. Round goes through the ceiling of the plane. Spencer's like, okay, it's fine, everything's fine, we're good. How you guys doing back there? And Cecil, as you're in the back, you can see like that one gargoyle coming through the
tripod of his shoulder was moving too much. Yeah.
Just hold still. Okay. Cecil in the back. There's you, Oliver, Quentin right now, right? Quentin seems just frozen in place at this. Like he's watching this and he's just like, what the, as if he's just checked out for a minute. The one gargoyle basically rips open that back area and is now starting to crawl into the plane. You also can see, since you have a second to breathe, there's still 4 more flying towards the plane, right?
How tall and how big is the wingspan?
For the actual gargoyle monsters?
And the plane. No, I'm kidding. Yes, the gargoyle.
As it comes in and lands, like it's got about a 6-foot wingspan. It's slightly bigger than a person, right? And the wings just make it look a lot more intimidating. But you're probably the same height as it, without all the extra shenanigans.
I don't need extra limbs. I have enough. Thank you.
Right.
So, Lord Cecil Davenport sees Wendy just like book it to the front and kind of like nods. He looks at Quentin and he's like, Quentin, get your wits about you or we will die. And like as he's doing that, he unstraps himself and he kind of like braces and he reaches for his shotgun.
Cool. Get it.
All right. So it's fully in the plane. Is there any way a blast might like force it out of the plane?
Into it. I'll do it if you do 6 or more damage. It'll blast it out.
6 or more damage.
Yeah, since you're doing shotgun point blank, right? That's a little.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he like in his full suit, and he's like, I'm going to rip this, and my sister's going to be so angry. And so he braces himself and kind of like scuttles toward it with like with it out and bam. So I have to roll to hit, right?
Correct.
So that is that's an 85 over 65.
So those
the stress of this and the thought of like just ruining this new suit, it's just got I'm all nerves now.
it's gonna fight back.
Don't you rip that jacket. Don't you rip that jacket.
That is wild.
What? Also rolled an 85.
Go ahead and roll damage.
Roll damage?
Mm-hmm.
I missed.
So.
Oh, okay. And that's a 46. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 points of damage. Ooh, lucky 13.
Cool. So yeah, it scrambles its way into the plane. Right. You're trying to catch your balance. There's a massive shift in the actual plane itself as you get a fire, blow basically right past its head, and that like giant fanged mouth just opens wide, and lunges at you, and you manage to get the gun up as it just eats the front of the shotgun. And you take advantage of the opportunity and just pull the trigger. Right? As it's blown backwards, it hits the pile of supplies, right? Like a couple of the cargo straps fly off, but like this thing's head just explodes and it hits the ground limp and flops just off around the side of the plane as some of the boxes come loose.
And he like wipes the ichor from his face. He was like, "Whoever's up there looking after, great job on you," and like scuttles over to Quentin, and if I have free action, Nance just starts slapping him into action.
Cool, love it.
That's me.
I love it. Yeah, you crawl over real quick.
Uh-oh.
So there we go. Welcome back. You crawl over to Quentin real quick. You start slapping him. He's like, okay, all right, I got it. And he seems like he's trying to get his shit together, right? The front of your, what's going on with my camera today? The front of your shotgun, you can see like just frayed bits of metal from where like the teeth dug in and then were ripped off.
If these things eat metal, do you have any devices? Get out of your crazy who's and what's it.
So Spencer up in the front is desperately trying to pilot this plane. So what I'm going to do is he has a pilot of 60. Okay? I'm going to roll for him to see if he can keep the plane stable in this descent. So here we go. The plane starts pitching violently, right? As he reaches up and grabs for the throttle, and his arm is just slashed again by this gargoyle inside the front, and he's like, damn it! And the plane just pitches to the side, and he like reaches out, starts dealing like with a foot basically to try to like right the plane, but it's violently moving around. So Kelly, you're up. Until something happens where people can like get control of the plane again as it's wildly oscillating, everyone's acting with a penalty die, basically, of like as this thing is happening. To include anything in the plane, bad guy wise.
Is that something you add or subtract from the total roll, or is that something I do?
It's you do. It's disadvantage.
Okay.
So,
oh, got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we need to get control of the plane. How badly injured does this thing on the front of the plane look? It's taken a few bullets. I've broken a leg.
It looks rough. Like it looks like you could probably punch it to death.
Sick.
Honestly,
I want to do that.
Okay. Do it. So.
All right. Let me do 2 rolls. Okay, that one is a success. Where is my brawl? Okay, just a success, and then. Oh, a great success, not an excellent.
Okay, so you take the normal success, but it's still good.
Okay.
It is unable to fight back because it is. You can see now, like one of its wings and its other arm are like holding on to this to the sides of the plane to stay inside of it, and occasionally scratching at Spencer, and then like re-grabbing part of the controls and like ripping buttons and stuff off the front panel.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for that little other arm. That one's. If I can rip it off, that would be sick.
Absolutely.
Okay. Max damage of 7.
Yeah, 100%. You, man, my camera's all over the place today. You rip. There we go.
There it is.
You rip this thing's grabbing arm just fully off, right? With a sickening like twist and crunch. Just, and as you're holding it, it's kind of like flopping around a bit, and it starts to actually just disintegrate into this weird purple smoke. As you're.
I do my best not to breathe it in.
Which like kind of it disperses with all the wind in the cabin, but
oh, that's true.
It's
probably already in my lungs.
gargoyle itself, like now with no ability to hold on, it basically you can just give it another punch and kick, and it flies out the front and just tumbles down to the water below. So, very good move.
Cool.
Does
Wendy's
Oliver
just
happen
going,
to witness
thank you,
this
thank you,
smoky
thank you, thank you,
shenanigan?
thank you, thank you, thank you.
So, sorry, what, Oliver?
Do I happen to witness that puff of smoke trick?
Yes, you do. So, the
Wonderful.
the front cabin door is like flying open and shut, just banging, so you can like catch just glimpses of this as the chaos is going on inside the plane itself. Would you like to make a Cthulhu Mythos roll?
It wouldn't hurt. That
I
is
would. Oh, did I get any? I think I got.
no. I don't glean any insight from it.
Um,
Uh,
it's a weird way for something to die or fall apart. Not.
actually, what I'd like to do is try and effect some kind of mechanical repair on the aircraft, if it's come around to me yet.
Gotcha. You are after.
Am I after Wendy?
When he's gone, you're after the remaining monsters. So.
Oh, okay. If there's an aircraft left.
God.
it's fine. It's still flying. Your engines are in good shape.
Well, I mean, there's a difference between flying and falling. So
True. Removing the monster from the cockpit allows Spencer to like regain the controls. People no longer have disadvantage, right? As he's able to stabilize the plane a little bit. 4 more of these things fly towards the plane. One comes in the hole that's already been created. Another one you can hear lands on top, and you can see the claws kind of sink in. And the other 2 just kind of start flying in like weird corkscrew circles around the plane as it's going down towards the landing strip. Oliver, you're up.
All right. Well, like I said, I think I'd like to, look around, find whichever cables have been cut by critters, or any sort of paneling that might be pertinent to the machine's continued operation, and patch that up real quick if I can.
Cool. Do you have mechanical repair or pilot?
I do have mechanical repair. It was close, but not quite close enough, so I'm going to burn 6 points of luck
Do it.
to get the roll there.
Cool. Absolutely. Do you want to work on shoring up the plane's defenses or making sure the engines stay intact?
Well, engines, rudder cables. I assume this is still a fly-by-wire aircraft, our era. So, just if I can give it a little bit of resiliency against the next onslaught, that would be useful.
Hell yeah. Okay, cool. I like that. Yeah, you start grabbing stuff out, and there's a couple of couple spare parts and boxes. One that happens to like slide over towards you in like the pitching, and you manage to just like start pulling out tools, and you start going to work on the aircraft as it's like pitching around still and kind of stabilizing. And I think you're able to help keep the aircraft in the air longer. And I'll try to translate that into a. I know what that does. Okay, cool. You hear the crackle of the radio, and you can hear from below, basically just. This is Captain Lancaster. I can see your approaching aircraft, and good lord, man! What have you got on your wings?
wings on wings.
Top of the order, right? So, Wendy, the plane is starting to descend. You estimate within a minute you'll be on the ground. This descent has gone from like the very casual like loop once, descend in a very like calm, careful manner to like an emergency 45-degree landing with like a wing flare at the end, basically. Spencer is bleeding kind of badly from one arm, but he's managed to gain control of the throttle again. You can hear the screeching of these things, even like as the wind is whipping past you in the cockpit. them like landing in the back of the plane. You can see two more like fly in front of you as they're like corkscrewing around as you go down. What do you do?
Good question. If it looks like he's got control over, like, getting the steering portion of things handled, we got rid of the one in the front of the plane,
Mhm.
so like he can see what's happening.
Yep.
Great. Wendy is going to, like, I mean, at this point, like, help and land it. Like, it's not like that's a one pilot job. It's going down real bad anyway. So we're gonna head to the back, if only partly because, like, weight towards the, I mean, not that like Wendy's itty bitty, but like there's the one that is attempting to claw its way into the cabin, like by destroying the door. Yeah, that's the one that we're gonna try and hit, and also head to the back of the plane, so hopefully get a little bit more of a nose up situation.
Cool. Yeah, you rush out the cabin door. You run to the back of the plane. You see like a lot of the boxes that were stacked and like strapped down have like flown loose and have been like kind of shifting around. A couple of them have like landed on some of the seats. You see that Oliver has just like ripped one open and is in the process of like repairing damage done to the plane as it's like it's starting to stabilize better.
How heavy is the boxes? Like what like?
They vary. They've got food, water, but like they're decently heavy. But you could.
Yeah. So if I were to say like start chucking those at the thing attempting to come in, like, you know, that might not be a terrible plan as opposed to like trying to, you know, it, because Kelly only taught me one punch and I'm not great at it. Yep.
No, it would absolutely hate that.
Yeah, let's fucking get it with some supplies. Yeah.
Cool.
Yes. What would you like me to roll for that?
I would like you to roll. This is some craziness as we play some Calvin Ball. Let's go with dexterity.
Yes, let's do that.
So.
Okay. I'm gonna get these guys to be. Okay. That is a great success.
Great success. Okay, cool. Also, this is super important. I need you to roll a d100.
Okay.
Let me know if it is a 90 or higher.
A what or higher?
90 or higher.
Okay.
And we'll deal with that.
57.
Okay, cool. Yeah, there's a box just labeled potable water, right? You basically managed to, with the pitch of the airplane, like just slide this box towards the gargoyle monstrosity at the window, clawing its way in. Go ahead and roll a d4 plus 2 damage. Ooh, man.
I mean, I have to get a d4 out of mine, but yes.
So.
Take out dice. Cat jumps up on couch. Okay.
Dice. Hell yeah. Yeah.
3.
Okay.
I rolled 1.
Very cool. So you managed to kick this box into this into this gargoyle as it like runs into, it starts clawing its way in and just takes this large, probably 50 plus pound crate of water to the face. I'm going to roll to see if it actually holds on. Or if it just goes off the side completely.
Yeah. No. Very slippery water, butthead. Yep.
Just out the door. Right? The box and the gargoyle monstrosity both just fly out the hole.
Needs that potable water, I'm sure. It's fine. Yep.
And just down to the ground. At this point, like, you're over the shallow water now. It's just a kind of knock silly and fallen. Cecil.
Yes.
At this point, Quentin has come to his senses, right? And looks back and dives unsuccessfully towards one of the boxes that is sliding towards the back door. And he like he gets a hand on it, and it just like slides out of his grip at the descent angle. It's just like slowly heading towards the hole in the back, and he just goes, "That's the Viler Analyzer!"
And is it my initiative?
Yeah, it's like slowly heading towards the hole in the plane.
Oh,
He was unsuccessful in grabbing it.
Cecil.
I think they requested there not be holes in the plane.
So, let me do this. Because I'm giving the advantage to landing itself, right? If you want, I can put the advantage on keeping things more in the plane. So, your call.
Most landings are okay.
All right, that's a bold move. I like it. Yeah, there's a couple things that have been just like I'll use your action for this so that Cecil can act. I think you open up one of the life rafts and like it just plugs the hole in like a stupid pulp way that it shouldn't. It just ignores physics, and like the box just gets caught there and rattles around a bit. As Quentin is just like, okay, we're good. And then like the part of the ceiling of the top of the plane is like ripped off from that gargoyle on top. Cecil.
Yes. What is? Are there any others making their way in here? Are we gargoyle free?
There's one like clawing his way through the top of the plane.
Is there much of a I don't know, like a sight? Can I get a sight on it?
Absolutely.
With the shotgun?
Yeah, it's like a hole like this big, and it's just like slowly clawing bigger.
All right. Cecil will like kind of push off and like slide in his fancy shoes like over to that hole where all of that is happening, and like take aim, look at everything, take aim again, and give it a little fire.
Cool.
That's a solid. Wait a second. Yep, that's a 97 over 65. So he's not great with the shotgun today.
I need to actually check there's a possibility that is a
Critical failure.
Yeah, with the shotgun.
It might be. It might just go everywhere.
Let's see. Roll luck. We'll see if that's the
Roll luck.
seems like the easier way to do this.
Pretty lucky. So yeah, that's a yes. Made it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you take aim, you go to fire, you didn't reload. Right? That's
He's like
just a moment of like, click! Fuck!
he just goes, heavens for fence, should anything go right in this plane? He starts reloading and trying to keep his balance.
So
And that's me.
Cool. Jeez. Okay, Spencer is going to attempt to land this thing. Ah, man. Kelly. You hear up in the front, Spencer like turns and looks at you and says, "All right, let's put this thing down." Pulls the lever to release the landing gear, and you hear just a grinding, crunching noise. And he just goes, you can buckle in, you might want to buckle in.
Is there anything I can do to help? Does it need to be put down manually? Like, what's the deal?
If you want to kick that thing down, it's just stuck.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
You're gonna have to get on the wing.
To the back.
You got to get on the wing of the plane.
I gotta be on the outside.
Yeah.
No internal.
Another one of the gargoyles like flies by the outside of the plane, like, yeah, it's not great.
I'm probably the only one who can. I'll strap up with a parachute.
Cool.
I'm getting out there.
Hell yeah.
We
Okay.
gotta get this machine down there, so.
So, just to be like transparent, Spencer has failed every single pilot roll I have made for him,
Good.
Spency boy.
which is absurd because
You're gonna miss your date.
Bro, it's literally in your name.
yeah, he
It's title.
Alright.
dice beat.
Yep.
Dice are
I'm
gonna do
putting
what dice are
on
gonna
a
do.
Parachute, and I'm gonna do my best.
Okay.
Not get eaten by these gargoyles.
Now, so far you managed to keep the vital analyzer in. The plane is still stable. It's no longer going into like a direct downward. What do you call that? Nosedive. There we go. Right. Kelly, you can run. There's a big enough hole in the plane that you could basically just like hop out and be on the wing. Right. There's like the raft on one side. You can just deal with it. You can like get through that basically and be outside the plane.
Okay.
So
I guess I'll do that.
cool.
I want to stress that I have a parachute on, and that hopefully I know how to use it.
This is incredible. I love this encounter so much. Yeah, you see Kelly like run to the back of the plane and move the raft like it's a sliding door almost, like slide out and then put the raft back in place, and just like you could see him out on the wing of the plane, like just holding on to stuff and kicking at something underneath. Go ahead and roll strength.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. Just a regular success.
Cool.
Got scared.
Yeah, you hear like kick, chunk as the plane like lurches again as the landing gear releases and comes down. You look down. You're unnervingly close to the ground. Like less than 5,000 feet, you'd estimate, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
I hate this.
just nope.
I'm gonna try and get back in the plane.
Cool. I will pause you there. Because there are still two of these things outside and one on the top of the plane, right? So some notes real quick. Okay. Do me a favor and roll strength twice.
Me?
Yeah.
Shit.
I need yeah, let me know what you get.
Okay, that's a regular success, which I could burn luck to make a great,
Okay.
and a great success.
Cool. Hell yeah. Do you want to burn luck to make that a
No.
great success?
I do. I would like to. I believe it was a 43, and so I'm gonna burn three luck to
Okay.
get to my great.
Cool. Yeah, there's a point where these two gargoyles like circle around and one just comes at you, flies directly at you. You manage to duck under it, and it flies by. You can see like the metal just get ripped apart about a foot from where you are on the wing. She's like, oh, I don't like that. The second one grabs you and tries to actually take you off the wing itself. You don't go, right?
Great.
It is still, you're just tangled with it now, like just hanging on to like literally the front wing of the plane, and it is like on top of you, just
I was about to
wings
say,
and hands.
Is it on me or is it on my parachute bag?
It's on. It's on both. It's on both.
Shit.
So,
All right.
no, I like where your head's at, but yeah, it is tangled with you at the moment.
Okay.
Quentin runs over, grabs the box with the viral analyzer, grabs some of the other supplies, right, and actually succeeds to start like strapping things back down off into the back. Turns and throws a revolver over to Cecil, right.
Do I have to roll a catch?
No. So
Oh, okay, great.
I just saw that you're out of shotgun. He wasn't sure if you had more ammo or not, so he threw you a gun.
Great. Is it me?
The night gauntlet in the ceiling is going to attack Cecil since you're there, right? Go ahead and roll to dodge or fight back. Your call.
Dodge or fight? What? I mean, both sound very self-explanatory. What will the difference be?
The only difference is, I rolled a great success to claw you, right? If you were dodging, you have to meet the level of success that they got in order to negate the attack. If you are fighting back, you have to exceed their level of success. So you'd have to get an excellent success to shoot it in the face, right?
Okay.
But it's a free attack if you get it. And if you miss it, then they just hurt you.
Cool. I think so. Does the revolver? So I'm changing skills
Kenyon
essentially.
from Jurassic Park.
If you want to, you can also reload. I'm giving you just multiple options.
Could I reload and shoot?
Yeah.
Great. Cool. I think I'm gonna do that because I think I'm a little less dodgy than I am shooty.
Okay.
So, all right.
Get it.
All right. That's a hard success.
Okay.
So with a shotgun.
Not quite. So, you fire. It basically wraps around and bites into your shoulder for 4 points of damage. Right. But that is the end of its turn. Because I can't do the other thing. Oliver. Oh no, he's gone.
There he is.
So, this night gauntlet just basically comes through the whole. They're night gaunts, by the way, since I've called them that multiple times. Comes through the hole in the top of the plane and just like sinks its teeth into Cecil's shoulders. Right, these just huge, like popsicle stick sized teeth. And Cecil's like, it looks painful. So, what do you do? Also, you can see Kelly out on the wing, just tangled up with another one, like in the process of punching it while it's in a headlock, like holding on to the side of the wing and just trying to stay on this plane.
You getting us, Oliver?
I'm with you.
Okay.
Any way that Oliver could cast some sort of spell for this situation? Thinking something, because he's seen things levitate.
Mm-hmm.
Something to perhaps levitate the creature back up through the hole in the roof.
I like shenanigans. Go ahead and roll. Let's see, this is magic on the fly. Roll power at disadvantage, right?
Uh-huh.
And let me know if you succeed and to what level.
All right, let's see. Power is... at disadvantage, I get a regular success.
Okay, cool.
35.
Cool. How much MP do you have? I assume you have somewhere around Good.
I'll throw 3 MP at this.
Okay. Cool. Playing a little shenanigans with magic, but I like it. I think you're able to. Okay, go and describe what it looks like when you use this power, right?
Okay, so Oliver has been kind of, hammering and wrenching and messing with life rafts and just kind of like he's already in his suit. It's covered in aircraft grease and torn in a couple places and sprayed with blood. And he's holding just this screwdriver, and he, honest to God, points it at the thing as though it is a magic wand. Says some ridiculous ancient Etruscan incantation, and just shoots his arm straight up, and actually bangs his knuckles a little bit on the fuselage because he forgot that it was a small airplane. But his eyes kind of roll back in his head, and he just does not sound like himself. And as he does it, the thing just absolutely skyrockets up into the hole in the fuselage. Wings sort of akimbo, almost like there's a vacuum on the other side, like it's being pulled into outer space.
Yep. Yeah, because it definitely failed. So it just goes into a cloud of purpley leather and smoke, and just out this hole. Very cool. And then there's just the the turbulence from the plane as everyone kind of snaps out of just seeing what just happened. But yeah, you just magic this Nikon out of the plane.
Very cool.
Well played. The very last thing that we have to resolve in this encounter, right? As Spencer is going to roll a 5, right? I saw the double zeros and I was like, that's gonna be 100 and he's gonna kill us all. Okay, it's a 5. He says over the headset, I'm serious, if you're not strapped in, strap in. We're landing now. And you can feel the pitch go even more of an insane degree. Kelly, you're still tangled with this Nikon on the wing.
Right.
You basically got one cool action before this plane's gonna land, right? Because you're looking at the situation, you're looking at the damage to this aircraft, and you're realizing that as much as Spencer likes you, he cannot keep this plane in the air any longer. And this is not a dick move, if you will. He just needs to get this thing on the ground before it crashes. What do you do to deal with this Nikon that you're tangled with?
How far off the ground are we?
You would be at this point about 1,500 feet. For approximation, about 3.5 football fields, or about 10 to 15 seconds of free fall time.
Okay.
And rapidly descending.
I gotta get this thing off me.
5 football fields.
Yeah, I can't jump like I was hoping I would, because that's not gonna go well. This thing is heavier than me, right?
It's about... Actually, you're probably a little bigger than it. It's got, crazy big wings that makes it really bulky, but, Kelly's a big dude, so I think...
Yeah.
I think Kelly's beefier than this thing for sure.
Yeah. Beefier. I wonder if it can still pick me up. I kind of want to grapple it. I want to grapple it, and I want to try and grab one of its wings and try to pin it in, if I can.
Okay.
I want to make it so it can't fly, and then it's coming with me. I don't know. Does this make sense? Anyone else want to?
Speeds, that has the wing on the one side of it, just all the way down to.
You want...
I mean, I'm still on the plane, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I probably can't grapple with one hand.
I love it.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, basically, at this point, like, I like that. So you can either secure the thing and go for a bumpy landing. You can try to like detach and parachute, right? Because you have enough distance to parachute.
Yeah.
Or you could like just kick it off of you, or attempt to ride it down.
I have a couple exit strategies. Hopefully, I don't just splat. Okay, I'm gonna try.
Mm-hmm.
If it's on my back, I'm gonna try and grab it and pull it to pin it underneath me,
Okay.
like between me and the wing of the plane.
Cool.
And like I said, try and grapple so that its wing is in is basically my main goal.
All right. I'm gonna roll strength.
What do I roll?
Strength as well. So.
Okay.
Let me know if you succeed in any way.
Okay. It's a 10. That's an excellent success.
I'm just picturing this insane, like, wing balance, defying physics, like, almost reverse suplex that you managed to pull off on this thing as it hits the wing and you pin it down. Somehow you fully, like, stand up, holding onto nothing while you're just, like, flying on down this, like, Pulp aircraft. And it's just like, nah, this is fine. Boom! What now?
I mean, I thought I only got one, but yeah, I'm gonna try and... I don't know.
Do it.
What am I doing? Am I killing it?
Pull your.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna pull my parachute.
Okay, very cool.
I would like to kick it on my way out and then parachute.
Cool.
That's it.
Roll luck.
Oh shit. Okay.
Or the slow-mo kicks in, like it goes one way off of the parachute, pulls you backwards.
It's a 21.
Hell yeah.
48.
This is
I mean,
this
the
is
Matrix hasn't been invented, but maybe
No. Yeah.
maybe Philly invented it.
this is a very good Pulp moment, right? So you just like slam this thing down to the wing. It scrambles and like flaps its wings around a bit. It manages to get back up onto its like little grabbing hands. It kind of runs across the wing towards you. I think you simultaneously pull the ripcord and just kick this thing back with like one of your huge boots. It flies into the propeller, and just as you like go off the back of the plane to parachute to safety. Everyone else on the plane, give me a combined either strength, dex, or if anybody has it, pilot roll. I'm going to roll for Spencer again as well. Okay, Spencer's good.
But not horse riding, right?
No, unfortunately not.
I'm really good at riding
So-
horses.
Sorry. I've
It
got
is not
mechanic
blood?
stuff and we haven't used it yet. Oh.
But
I
it's
got
as close as I can get without actually flubbing.
Okay.
I got 19 under. Wait a second. I got a good success for dexterity.
Okay. And Quentin is...
Or do you need a number?
No, you're good. And Quentin is okay.
How much damage do I take?
So, if everyone succeeded... I'm sorry, you said you were close, but you didn't. Okay.
No. I said I was close to failing critically.
Oh, that would have been much worse. The plane slams very roughly to the ground, right? There's just a wing flare of this thing. It's not supposed to land this aggressively, this quickly, right? The plane literally jumps a few times as it hits the runway. It's fishtails. One of the wheels pops off and it hits the side and awkwardly like just burns in.
Like Wendy like grabbed for like the part of the like seat that's bolted to the actual fuselage of the plane, and like the rest of her body looks like a windsock, like
just flying in the background. As you all like are kind of thrown about a bit in this crazy crash. Luckily, the extra stuff was secured. People were buckled in, so anybody that succeeded takes 2 damage. Unfortunately for Oliver, you took 4, right? As you bounced around a little more, and I think just caught some loose debris as you hit, right? But the plane like just crashes and slides to a stop, and you can you have a second to just kind of catch your breath as the plane just like you hear the engines sputtering out, and like you hear a couple things just falling off and settling. You see Kelly's gone, just off the wing somewhere.
Started my vacation early. Yeah.
Jeez.
So, and this is just a moment of everyone going, all right, well, I'll admit, not one of my best landings for sure, but is everyone okay? Is everyone good? Hello?
Yeah. How famed a pilot are you up there, Spencer? Again?
Look, I'm pretty good, right? It's not every day you have things that come into your cockpit and try to eat you while you're flying. That was a new one for me. And so I would like to think that under the circumstances,
Must be phrasing for that.
I performed admirably. He like looks around at the plane and he's just like, don't tell Saoirse it went this poorly.
I'm not one to do this, but I'm keeping track of demerits.
No.
He just says,
Oh my god.
in his lordly and dismissive voices, and starts struggling with all of his trunks.
Excellent.
Like, Wendy's eyes are still like screwed shut, and she's just sort of being like, "Okay, I can wiggle my toes. Okay, I can move my fingers. Okay, like you know, I've got. All right, I survived. I think. Yeah,
Everything
but we're not moving yet.
Everything looks okay. Like I said, the plane's tilted on that nice 45 degree.
Yeah.
Is like one wheel is still working, the other part of the landing gear is just falling off.
A nice box of food hit me in the side of the head. Yeah, like.
Yeah. There's another 30 seconds or so, and you hear and see Kelly descending. I don't know how vocal or not he is. He's parachuting down.
Very.
Ah!
Fuck yeah! Did you see that? 100% bragging.
High risk, high reward. Very cool move. Like, just lands a few feet away from the plane, right? You get a chance to dust yourself off. You can see in the distance a bunch of the British soldiers have like gotten in vehicles and are driving down the runway towards the plane, looking very frantic. Right. Oliver, you were near the back. Do me a favor and roll a spot hidden at advantage.
Sure, I can do that.
So, and remember, any of the skills that you succeeded on, make sure you check those off. So.
Yes. Yeah, that'll work. What do I see?
Oh, sorry. What did you get? What'd you get?
So my regular spot hidden is 50, and I rolled a 42.
Very cool. Okay. You can roll advantage, so you can roll twice.
Yeah, it's a 90 sub, so
Okay.
it didn't help.
Yeah. As things are getting settled and people are taking stock, you look back at the cargo, which has been just massively shifted, right? You can see like a couple of the medical supply boxes have cracked, and you can see some of the food boxes, one of the lids has flown off, and like, you know, some have hit Wendy in the face. One of the boxes is leaking. It's potable water, just kind of like leaking out. From one of the boxes, you catch a glimpse of there's a hole in it about this big. It's been just kind of ripped off. You catch a small. You catch a small. God, I'm sorry, my words are failing me. You catch a glimpse of a golden interior, with Persian writing on it. Right.
On just a regular wooden crate, but inside there's like a little glow of light coming from it.
You see that the actual thing inside is kind of golden, has that writing, and it looks incredibly familiar to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna wander over and see if I can't surreptitiously find a crowbar.
Okay. Yeah, it's just like one laying on the ground that just like, okay, grab that. The crate is labeled emergency rations.
Okay. This seems like an emergency. Let's crack the bad boy open.
Cool. Yeah, you crack it open. There in this crate is the box of stars, right? That you studied and looked at a while back. It looks like it has been damaged a bit, right? It's not as streamlined and as lovely as it used to be, right? So the box of stars is this, lovely golden looking box, right, with the little constellations inlaid in gems around the four sides. And it looks like part of it's been cracked or damaged on the one side, just from pitching around at the plane. You can hear like weird whirring or ticking noises coming from inside of it. You just hear like a.
Could I roll occult knowledge to see if I understand what that means?
You can roll that, or you can roll Mythos. Mythos will get you more, but occult knowledge is always good.
Yeah, no, it I can't make heads or tails of it.
So did you get it with occult?
No.
Okay. I mean, this thing is dangerous.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, last time you effed around with it, it did destroy Cecil's living room and open a portal to hell or some shit.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, Kelly.
Yeah.
Can you give me a hand moving this crate somewhere not near anything else on this airfield?
Yeah, sure. I'll come over and help.
Yeah, we're gonna walk this thing about 100 yards down the tarmac and just put up a couple. I don't know if like orange cones have been invented yet, but just like keep out, do not touch.
Okay. Yeah, Kelly, you recognize it as well.
Oh yeah. All right.
Yeah.
And yeah, I might ask our dear colleagues about that.
Quentin is out of the plane and he starts waving. He's taking his jacket off and he's like waving down the British military as if they don't know where you guys are. Like, it's waving them down as they're driving up in their vehicles. Right? They got a couple of trucks. Looked like they were going to need to meet you initially to like download the plane. Now they've also got a couple people with like medical armbands as well that come rushing up. One gentleman in particular. Where is he? In a impeccably clean British uniform, right? Polished sidearm just glinting in the sunlight. Slicked back hair, well trimmed, thin mustache. Nice tan. Comes walking up and says to Quentin and anybody else who is there immediately, right? By Jove, That was the craziest landing I've ever seen. Are you all right and accounted for?
I don't think we've seen Kelly. I don't know if he made it.
Look up, Cecil.
Oh, hi. Welcome back to the land of living. We thought we lost you there.
Yeah, Wendy's gonna help, like Spencer, indicate that he's, been shredded on the one side, and probably needs some response immediately. We've got our pilot, part of the reason the landing. That, just gonna oh right, I just touched. Great.
He points, and a couple of the medical personnel run over to Spencer, and they start looking at Cecil, and very quickly applying first aid. Right, says, right. Well, if you have everyone.
Courage for me to wipe her bloody hands on this man's uniform, just like.
If you have everyone accounted for, I'm Captain Lancaster. My men, of course, will see to you and make sure that everything is okay, and they can bring in the supplies as well. We have a truck. Would you like to come back to the base and sit down for a minute? I don't.
Keys?
For the truck? Oh, no, one of my men can drive you back. That's not a problem at all.
We can drive ourselves. That one?
Yes, Nigel, go with the Caduceus members. Which one of you is Quentin? And Quentin raises his hand and says, okay, good. We'll get you all back to base. We'll get you sorted and seen to. He looks back at the plane. You didn't bring a spare plane, did you, by chance? I know, silly question, right? Well, welcome to Borneo.
Delighted to be here.
Let's take 5, right?
Yeah.
As you get transported back to the base and get settled in. After that pretty interesting opening scene. But yeah, we will be back. We'll take 5. We'll get reset on drinks and beverages. Don't go anywhere. Hopefully enjoying the show, and we will see you shortly. And turn back on the game. Hello, we're back.
Hello.
And ready to continue our adventure. Actually, while I'm thinking about it, I should probably press some buttons and do some things. Anyway. Oh, no. Ignore that. You get settled in, right? The next hour or so, the plane is unpacked. You're taken in to see medics who are able to both give Cecil back 3 hit points, right? They patch up Spencer a bit as well. It's a little less helpful there, but they stitch his arm up, right? The plane is pretty badly damaged, right?
What about my plane wounds?
So they are not able to stop the
baby.
plane wounds,
Slap
right?
that down, dude.
No, I got injured in that
Crack one for the
debacle
big
too.
boy.
Oh, did you? Oh, sorry, you're right.
Yeah.
Cool. Everyone is able to regain up to 2 hit points from that.
It's okay, I'll just limp.
So you're brought into the barracks, and Captain Lancaster, with his impeccably clean uniform, says, "Well, I've asked I was tracking your arrival, and I've asked the cooks to put out some food. Actually, we had some good hunting here. Outside in the quarantine zone, it's actually quite lovely. Found something that, well, it's quite delicious if you'd like it brought out. And you're in this, military, improved military building, right? So there's like, there's nice floor, but kind of bare walls. There's some stuff that's up there. There's a couple hunting trophies you notice that have been set up and put up on the walls. And just a whole bunch of like bench tables that have been set so you can sit and eat. There's water. There are obviously rations that you brought. There are rations that they have that were delivered until the supplies to the island were cut off for the quarantine, but they have more than enough stuff. And you can smell from the back that they're cooking something that smells delicious, like steak, right? Just the smell of just nice, delicious marinated meats kind of flowing through this building. And it says,
Is it wings?
"Oh, no, God, no. So nothing is ghastly. Wings. That does make me ask, though. What?" And he, sits down in one of the chairs and, with impeccable posture, or with perfect posture, and he's, what sort of trouble did you run into up there? One of my men said something was attacking your plane. And they looked like large hawks or some strange birds.
Picture a flying fox. Those big fruit-eating bats.
Yes.
About triple it.
Oh, ghastly. I did quite a number on your aircraft. I guess. Consider yourselves lucky then. Well.
You do. We count our stars, but you haven't, by chance, encountered any kind of creature like that might be indescribable, or ghastly, as it were.
Well, I mean, I've been on this island for about the last 6 months. I was supposed to rotate in for the year and move out before all this, quarantine stuff broke out. Couple strange things for sure. Exotic animals, cryptids almost, if you will. For instance, he points up at the wall, and what looks like an elephant, but with weird chromatic hues to the front of its face, right? Because the head is just mounted on this wall, and there's like a weird, almost oil spill of color going down its front trunk, and doesn't have any tusks, but the ears are just a little off and weird. Anyone who wants to can roll mythos on this.
Let's give it
I
a
mean,
shot.
I'm gonna try.
Nope.
Also, please tell me that's not what we're smelling. Maybe.
Oh yeah.
No.
Okay. I rolled a 3,
Oh,
which is delightful and will not happen again.
wonderful.
So
Mark it off. Mark it off.
I'm marking it. Oh yes.
Wonderful.
Join us on the spooky side.
You've heard lore about this kind of stuff, and this is interesting actually, because there's two things I want to point out here. Number one is sorry, I'm buffering. All right, here we go. You've heard of this kind of stuff before in weird folklore. These are basically like elephants, right? They're called Bupoth, right? And they are very cool, interesting creatures that, for the most part, are herbivores that roam the land rather freely. The thing is, most people only describe seeing them in like weird dream states or spirit walks, or something like that. Never in like this world, if you will. You also know that these things usually come in pairs. Cecil, while you don't recognize the Bluepath directly, you have a strange and uncanny feeling of deja vu.
Cecil kind of like shakes his head and he looks around. I feel like I've been here before. Perhaps I look back at it. Do I get the same thing?
There's a feeling in the pit of your stomach of familiarity. Not necessarily with this thing, but the essence behind it.
Cecil kind of shakes it and he says, Captain,
Yes.
you haven't eaten any of these, have you?
Oh, no, not yet. This will be the first one.
Oh, that's what we smell cooking. If you have any bread, or any other vegetables for that matter, that's what I'll be eating, he says very loudly to everybody else in the party. He's like, if you please.
Will also be like immediately look gray and sick at the notion that is what, despite the fact that both player and character suspected that's what we were smelling. She's gonna like, I was gonna ask about its partner, or I guess it's twin. And both of them. You killed both of them.
Oh, no, just one. Happened to wander into camp, what? Day, 2 ago? Yeah. One of the men saw it on the perimeter, and it's a nice change of pace from rations, you know.
Who tracked it? Who found it?
Oh, Glenn did. If you'd like to speak with him, I could call him up.
And he hunt it? Or did it just wander in?
No, just wandered in. So we've got a very strict perimeter, and he shot it, and
Yeah, Wendy's gonna like I would absolutely like to meet the dude that also like. Would it be possible to add me to the roster of people keeping watch along the border? Totally a crack shot. Absolutely lying about that, but you don't know me yet, so sure. Also, I have a really vicious right hook. Mercy will be able to tell you that. Yes.
yeah, well, I mean, if I suppose we could add you to the. If I understand correctly, you're supposed to go into the quarantine zone. You're welcome to stay here as long as you need to get your legs under you.
Well,
but
I mean, while we're here, if this is, yeah, I would love to be. As I mute myself, I would love to be of help. And like, Wendy's gonna kind of like see if she can catch like Lord Davenport's eye and kind of be like there's another one like that, like, and yeah. The guy, the person who shot it, what was his name again?
Glenn.
So. Yeah. Would love to make his acquaintance. Shake his hand.
Of course, I'll have him brought in.
Also, yes, I am a vegetarian.
Oh, Sure, we have something for that.
Strictly. Yes.
Bread would be fine.
Of course. We'll bring in more rations as well. So, not a problem at all.
You must be careful, however. Some of these cryptids are a lot more dangerous. For instance, the things that attacked our what's left of our plane. You must be careful because there are creatures of the land, and they're a lot more intelligent than you give them credit for.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't doubt them for a second, but I've got 50 of my best well-armed men here. We have the situation very under control. You hear the sounds of gunfire.
You were saying? It's
a very quick crack, crack, crack. Three shots.
Like along the border of the.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now,
I'm just gonna book we're gonna start running because they're if they're gonna shoot the other one, she's at least gonna try and stop that.
To give you some context, right? Scary night gaunt. If you are on the, on the Twitch overlay, there is this one.
I was gonna say there's a black rectangle.
I've got so many different maps.
Okay.
Where's my other map?
Yes. There was one. And then there was a map of the island. And now there's a black rectangle.
There should be one more somewhere. Hold on. They're unfortunately hard to sort in here. The one? Nope, wrong one. Huh. That's bizarre. Let me see if I can... Did I not make it in?
The one that we just saw pop up was the one of the quarantine zone.
Yeah. There's one that's more zoomed in. But for reference, this map is not as helpful to you as I would like it to be. I wonder if I can add another one just into this overlay as I go. Let's find out. So, do it on the fly. If it looks terrible, then I apologize in advance. So, do that. All right, there we go. Yeah, cool. So,
Okay.
this is the map I wanted to show you, and somehow did not upload. Or uploaded and lost. So, here we are. What we're looking at is the Army camp and airstrip, right, where you landed. There's one main road that goes into the actual quarantine zone. Okay? So, along this main road, that is the thing where soldiers have been posted up and are basically maintaining a C-shaped cordon to ensure that no one comes out of that area. The forest and surrounding terrain basically make it so that that one road is the best way in and out. You could probably go through the forest and get out, but it's very dangerous, and the mountains block people going anywhere from like the north and the east into the west is also more coastline. So there's a lot of control that the military has just by posting up in this one spot, right? I point that out because the sound of gunfire comes from the road area, and you are in the little middle tent by the airstrip. Right. So 3 shots ring out very quickly, and Captain Lancaster just takes a cloth napkin, and proceeds to very carefully dab his mustache. And just, well, let's see what all the fuss is about.
Cecil brings a gun, just in case.
Wendy's still got her rifle. She's gonna run for, like, on the off chance that they're shooting the other Booba.
Cecil tries to catch up with her and says, Wendy, what are your sensing that I'm not?
I don't know if you know that, like,
Hard to hear you,
we're
Wendy.
like coughing as we're moving, but you know, there's always two in the. Like, they're not hurting anybody. It's not like the death bats. But there's always two, and if they have one of them, I worry that its partner is gonna come looking for its missing half.
I sensed that I was familiar with the energy behind whatever it once used to be, but that's all I know. So, are these peaceful creatures you're saying?
They eat plants. I just superstition would indicate that if you kill a creature that doesn't have any interest in harming you, like that's only gonna bring us bad luck. We've already
Ghosts!
We've already had enough bad luck.
I see, but you recognize the creature is what I'm asking. What is it?
Oh, it's called a, and I'm like sorry if I butcher it. It's a boopath. I wrote Boopath, so yes.
And native to your mythology?
This people from this region. The stories are kind of everywhere, but they're a little bit like elephants, and it's bad. A lot of bad luck to kill something like this that isn't hurting you.
Understood.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Hopefully, we can save.
We don't need to attract any more of the, Yaguai-like things that just got us today.
Okay. Good to know. Thank you so much.
There's a bustle of activity up by the road. As you see, 3 soldiers.
That being said, if they're shooting the bat things, I want to try and hit one.
No, you see 3 of the soldiers have kind of gathered together, and they're talking very, very quickly, and Captain Lancaster, kind of flanked by the rest of you, walks up and says, "Status report." And I apologize, that's all me.
No. It's all good.
Sorry, Wendy is deciding she doesn't like this guy.
Lord Davenport. Lord Davenport. I was going to say, Lord Davenport is just unimpressed by this guy. And maybe sympathetically with Wendy at this point, so.
He seems useless. I don't like him.
I bought my commission fair and square. How dare you?
Your dad did. Yeah, me.
Yeah. He says, status report. And the soldiers turned and said, "Oh, well, sir, we had someone trying to break quarantine, so we told them to stop, and they refused, so we opened fire. They're about 50 or so meters up the road." They kind of point to, we see like a little lump on the road of someone laying there. Oh, well, that's all? Okay, no, not a problem. After all, the quarantine is always strictly enforced, and if they try to break it, well, fully aware of consequences, right? That's why we have our crack team from Caduceus here who's going to go in and take care of the situation. Yes.
Might not be the worst idea to pull a sample and see if we can start to work on some vaccine doses.
Something sandwich size.
Wendy, I'm sorry, I can barely hear you.
Sorry. Yeah, the
Yep, your mic up by your
says
face.
something sandwich sized.
Well,
That's not.
is
Did he say what he wanted? Like, Like she's just looking out at like the lump that used to be a person that's now, like
Oh, well, what did he say? And the soldier's like, he's, I don't know. They were yelling something, but I didn't. I told them to stop. They didn't stop. I have orders to shoot anybody that, breaks the quarantine. So, can't let them get too close, right? It's incredibly contagious.
I look at the man. Do we have name tags in this time period, where it's just like Sergeant Boone?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, great.
Absolutely.
What's his name?
So, you want his actual name? So, this is Sergeant Preston.
Preston.
Yeah.
Of course. So like he looks at Preston, and just kind of like peers at him. Do I believe this guy?
Oh yeah. Go ahead and roll psychology.
Psychology?
Yeah.
Probably. I failed.
He sits there and Preston just says, "Look, we haven't. Every now and then, someone tries to make a break for it, and we're on strict orders to enforce this quarantine zone. Like that's what we got to do, right?" Absolutely. You have pride and joy of the British military. Like, good job in soldiering on. Yes.
So he'll give him like a really kind of look, and he kind of rolls his eyes and he says, "How many people have tried to break quarantine? How many have you killed?"
Early on, it was last week or so, maybe 10.
Cool. And what's the population there currently?
how would they know?
Quentin actually speaks up and says, I have the number breakdown. There's supposed to be about 50 people working at the survey camp and about 200 farmers. There you are. See, the crack team at Caduceus is at it. Should we retire back to the mess hall? The conditions are ghastly out here.
Like Wendy's gonna kind of sit for a second and be like, so you roughly 4% of the population of this has been dispatched in the past week by you.
Oh, but no. By the soldiers under my command. I don't get on the firing line myself. Why would I'm a commander. I'm a captain.
So you're not taking responsibility of the soldiers under your command?
I'm not taking credit from them. They, of course, have executed my orders flawlessly.
Right. Well, Captain, I think we might do well to get a sample off this fellow before he starts to either cool or, then again, maybe warm up, depending on what the ambient temperature currently is.
Oh, out here, yeah, that's one thing I did not describe. This is like a jungle-esque environment and climate. It is in the 90s and humid and gross. Like when he says the weather is ghastly, it is bad. It sucks, right? It's just that nice, moist, jungle-esque kind of heat. It's lovely.
And Quentin, do we need to put on the suits in order to get close to this person?
100%. I wouldn't get anywhere near them without putting on suits. But like I can set up a small tent here. We can work on some stuff. Is there a medical tent we can bring them back? Oh no. They can't come back here. No. You work out there.
The other 10 are.
We can set up
They
here.
still be out there somewhere. The remains of the 4% of that population is now destroyed in the past week.
Yes, we don't have the the medical training and technology that Caduceus has access to. You can't ask us to put people out there for what? To what end? To what end? They broke quarantine. They're fine where they are.
Humanity, mainly, is what I was thinking. Yeah.
Well, why don't you just leave? Why don't you leave?
Yeah, Wendy's just gonna with Quentin to go start setting up the like. I didn't enjoy these people before, but now I hate them.
Captain Lancaster is an awful human being.
Well, why
Holding
don't
a
you
running
go?
crop at all times.
Yeah, God. Just slapping it on the side of his thigh, like that. You know, is it a fly or a human annoyance? No one knows. Yeah.
Well, why don't you, Captain? I believe that we have everything under control from here on out. Why don't you go back to your little dinner, and this crack team of Caduceus will take care of everything and make sure that you need not be involved. And he
Right.
gleamingly smiles at him. So
Right. Sergeant Preston, you're in charge out here. He turns to Quentin and says, whenever you're ready to enter the quarantine zone, we have 3 vehicles for you as well as supplies. Simply notify the sergeant here, and you'll, of course, be on your way. Given you are the medical experts, when you declare it all clear, points at Quentin, then we will, of course, let you back in. Good luck.
yes, thank you so much, and we will communicate with Preston as to a proper way to communicate, so you don't end up accidentally firing on us as we return.
Good thinking.
If that's
He nods. He's like, of course. Always thinking ahead. Yes. Well, if no one else wants anything, I will be in the mess hall. Good luck. So we go back to the main screen. But if you want to see the map again, let me know.
What an imbecile! Hi. Oh, I'm sorry. Hello, Preston.
Yeah. Look, I've got like 3 months left on this rotation out here. I'm just trying to get through it. Yeah.
Is there anything we should know about that you haven't brought up that might seem a little out of sorts, out of place?
There's all sorts of weird crap out in that jungle.
Please tell us.
There's like, I just talking to the guys on the line. Like we keep trying to tell the captain about it, and he thinks they're interesting cryptids or whatever thing he says. But like, I don't know. I've done a lot of hunting in my day, and like I just haven't seen half the stuff that's out there. I'm pretty sure I saw trees moving on their own. Right. The weird like multicolored elephant, it was kind of cool actually. I'm kind of sad Glenn shot it, but like there's that. It's like other stuff, the things that messed up your plane, like all of it's just weird, right? I got 3 more months out here, and I'm just gonna go home and I'll be done. So I just yeah.
Word to the wise: if you see another one of those elephants, do not shoot it.
Okay.
I don't know how familiar you are with curses.
Not very, honestly. Like I've got a couple good ones in my vocabulary, but like nothing too extreme.
Good on you, lad. Heed my words, however. And he looks to Wendy to kind of nod.
I don't want to mess with the elephants or anything, but like the people though. Seriously, he points out to the person on the road. He's like, "Look, they are really sick. And they are really contagious. Like, whatever, Cat Lancaster says, right?
Lancaster's assholishness is contagious. I'll keep in mind.
I shouldn't laugh at that. I shouldn't laugh at that. Look, when we first established the quarantine zone, about a week and a half. It's been all kind of a blur. We brought one of them in, and one of the villagers came through
The
the.
zone's only been there for a week and a half, and they've already killed 10 people.
It's not. It hasn't been great. Right. But one of the first people that came through, the reason why they declared the zone in the first place, they came through and they had all sorts of like weird yellow bubbles on their neck and their face, and it was bad. And one of the bubbles like popped, and somebody inhaled it, and they had to go. We had to send them home, and I don't think he made it home. So something happened with his lungs.
They're not allowed to break quarantine zone, but somebody who got sick with one of the bubbles they sent away anyway?
Eli looks around.
All of you are dumb. Everyone here is dumb.
He made it as far as the dock.
And he died.
They
It's a small blessing anyway.
I see.
look. Ships have stopped. Everything's a mess, right? All I know is that stuff is very highly contagious. The medical tent that they got rid of that immediately. It's yeah. I don't.
How are these folk behaving?
The one that was here just seemed out of its mind, talking about seeing all sorts of crazy things. So I don't know, but I figured out that inhaling the spores or whatever was just messing like it. You're doctors, right? You can fix all this stuff, right?
We will do our best.
Eradicate this plague. Yes.
Okay. Cool, because yeah, it's
We merely need the information that you have. Think of it as bullets and arms and pistols. The more you give us information-wise, the better we're armed to deal with the situation.
No matter how strange it may seem.
This is
Saw something or heard something. Tell us.
I mean, that's the biggest thing. Like people, like I said, the first person came out of the quarantine or came out of the camp. There wasn't a quarantine at that point. They saw the bubbles. Someone got sick. They made the quarantine zone because that. Camp Lancaster ordered everyone to just shoot anyone with infection on sight. After that, and there are weird things in the woods. I kind of hate it here. A lot.
Have any authorities from the Borneo company been in communication?
The North Borneo Charter Company, right? Yeah, they're the geologists out there.
Any radio contact that you know of?
They've got a radio in the main camp that I guess Cat Lancaster, and they talk to him. And I guess they've got something at their survey base to call out. I guess you guys are here, right?
Interesting.
But seriously, you can fix this, right? Because he looks back down the road at the person. Is like, because
I've seen the X-Files
You'll
episode.
you'll be all right. When was the last time you felt a earthquake or a aftershock?
There's one this morning.
And before that?
Uh, Probably like yesterday afternoon.
Stronger or weak?
About the same. It's enough to like knock stuff off the table. About 10 seconds of shaking, and then it stops. I assume it has something to do with the mine operations. I mean, they're looking for. I don't know. They're miners, right? They just blow stuff up.
Yeah. I wonder if it isn't the source of the contagion, whatever might have been released from a cave or something. Uh, you can get viruses from bats, I'm told.
I don't know anything about that, but yeah. If you need like more supplies or keys to the jeeps or anything, you let me know. They're all in the hangar or depot.
If you can simply bring some, if you have any water, just some bread, a couple of hardtacks if you want, so we at least have something to eat.
Okay.
Also, maybe don't eat the steak tonight.
Okay. And he he runs back. There's another soldier stays out there. He runs back. He gets like some supplies and stuff and hands them out, and says, hey, per the captain, you can do whatever you got to do out there, but just keep it out there.
Quentin, how do we go about this?
Well, I guess the first thing we really gotta do is sit down and take stock, right? I know Spencer says he's gonna try to fix the airplane, and like looks back at the airfield, like little dot that's Spencer like turning a wrench on on one of the wheels, and he's like, I don't know if that's actually gonna work, but what supplies made it out, right? Have we had a chance to actually sit down and do an inventory?
Oh, I think I have all of the clothing I need. So I'm good.
I'm glad to hear. Did your suit survive the crash, right? All right.
Thank heavens. He was pressing his hands on his new suit. I don't know about anything else.
All right. I was hoping that we could.
We had one of the crates of water split open.
All right.
Hit a thing and split. The one raft, I imagine, is not useful anymore. That plugged up the hole in the fuselage.
Yeah.
There's a crate that we opened and moved, but the contents, and she'll look to Professor Inverness, are damaged.
There were a couple crates that were damaged. There's one item in particular that I'll need Cecil's help to hopefully stabilize. I think we're all right for most of the other supplies, though we do need to be cautious about water.
What What do you need to stabilize?
Cecil's old coffee table has joined us here.
It's a mercy that it survived a previous party that we had.
Big old sidestep further away from where the crate is.
It's very important, and it came from Castle Davenport, and I consider it very good luck. And I can't live with it. I would be more than happy to help you, Professor.
Excellent. Quentin, you may wish to join us as well.
All right. We'll take a look at the coffee table, and then we'll figure out what to do with the viral analyzer. Right. So let's go. Let's go. Take stock of that. And very quickly walks away with all of you. Right. And it's just like. So what happens next? Right.
Wanna lead us, Professor?
Yeah, so let me catch you two up. I happened to come across the device, the chest, while we were, now that Preston's out of earshot, while I was taking an inventory of what supplies had been damaged after the bat things took down the aircraft. Saw this through a break in the paneling and had to, of course, investigate once I recognized the writing. The chest appears to be damaged on one side, and it's emitting some strange noises. Now, since we have already had some experience with it and know that it can cause significant problems when used improperly, I think it's critical that we very carefully do what we can to maintain its integrity.
That motherfucker.
Why would it be in the plane, coming with us to Borneo?
It must be important. What did Shekels say?
No, God, damn it, no.
Quentin, we have, I
right.
imagine, plenty of time. So, whenever you want to speak.
You see, he's like turning the same color red as his bow tie from just like pure anger, and he just says, "I had a conversation with Goncalves about backup plans for the quarantine zone should things go awry, and he was very insistent on finding a potential catch-all solution. Suggested we take the Haftarang device, the box of stars, with us, and I told him that he should, resign immediately for some sort of insane comment like that. We had a bit of a.
It's here as a last resort measure.
What does Goncalves think it can do?
Well, he's fully aware it can open up a massive hole to a volcano or fiery death somewhere, and he's...
One time. I did that one time, and it was on accident.
He was convinced that we could expand the effects of it should the island be lost.
Oh, and we just know how to operate it then. Do you?
No, unfortunately not. Not. Why is it ticking?
Why is it whirring?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to get you guys input on. I don't really understand what the mechanicals of this thing are. I thought it was just decorative tile work and gold leaf inlay.
Well,
Anyone who wants to can roll Cthulhu Mythos on this.
I can try.
what are we rolling?
Cthulhu Mythos.
Nope.
No.
Oh,
No.
no. However, I am psychic.
Cecil, do not attempt to interrogate this device. It's
Completely understand.
artifact.
However, instead of interrogating a person, like a policeman would, you can also simply, eye them up a bit, get a sense of who they might be, get a sense of character. Like, he kind of continues to talk, and like, sometimes a little bit nonsense, like, he's just buying time
Oh boy.
as he starts to concentrate.
Hell yeah, do
And
it.
use clairvoyance in order to get No. Thing I want fails. No, something with psychic monsters. Yeah, I simply want to get like a read on this on the object and I'm gonna give it some respect and like what it wants and what we can do to help.
This is interesting. Yeah, go ahead and roll.
Yes. That would be a regular success.
How do you reach out to this thing?
Oh, I spent a lot of magic to do that. Okay.
Like, describe how this looks as Cecil's trying to like reach out towards and like link up with this the box of stars.
So I don't want to make direct contact,
Okay.
but I do want to get kind of like get a sense like, like a like your average middle-aged woman with a crystal. Like, oh yes, I something definitely happened here.
Some resonance.
I'm getting not exactly a cold reading, but like a key. My father's name was Trevor.
That's
His
good.
time, you know, all that kind of thing.
That's very good. Cool.
Yes.
Oh man. One last thing. Please make a sanity check.
Oh, of course, sure.
Oh boy.
I'm good.
Okay. You succeeded. It will cost you 1 point of sanity damage just to like link with this object, right? You see, that's kind of what it wants, right? You have a very vivid vision of just fire all around you, right? To the point where it startles you. The ground you are walking on, the trees around you, the entire island is just engulfed in flames, and is burning at such an intense heat that is slowly just turning to ash right in front of you, and disappearing from the world. And the box just growls a very angry soon. This thing has something has happened with this box where it is counting down, where there is a time factor with the way it has been damaged. The fire department is on the way to the island to put out that terrible fire. Yeah. Sorry, that's the sirens if you can't hear them.
Okay.
So there's an aspect of limited time that you have until this thing escapes, erupts, breaks, right? And the damage could be very catastrophic. If you had to guess, a day, maybe two.
Got it. And what can we do to help?
It wants to engulf everything in flame. If you were to just release the fire now, it would be very appreciative.
Oh, sure. Great. Got that. But no solutions on how to fix it. Fixing it would be releasing it, isn't in its terms.
Correct.
Got
It wants out.
Cecil, his eyes kind of like glimmer a little bit and go a little like pale, periwinkle, kind of like opal, and then like go back to its normal color, and he like finishes just kind of well, he stops speaking and he just goes pale, and then he looks at everyone and he's like, all I saw was fire. All it wants to do is destroy. It wants out whatever is inside of it, and we have less than 2 days, perhaps only one, in order to before it finds a way out itself. I don't know if there's a way to fix this.
Well, that's...
How big of a burn does it have to be let out? Like, do we have to let all of it out? Or can we, like, let it, like, open the lid a little bit and let a little bit?
I think an apt...
Your eyes.
Yeah.
Say that again, Oliver.
I don't think we can just depressurize it like a pot on the stove, unfortunately. It seems to be an all or nothing proposition.
Yeah, boo. I was going to point it at Lancaster's tent.
No, that it would take all of us with it. Us.
If we can convince... Nah, that's not gonna work. Look, if we can get in there, we can figure out what's going on with the actual illness on the island and fix that. Then we can get Lancaster to call a boat or a plane back to our area, right? And we can just fly this thing out to sea, right? Just get rid of it. But he's not going to call anything. I mean, he was very clear about that he's not going to call anything until quarantine is lifted. And, we got to get in there and actually solve the problem first, right?
And a day enough for them not think we're a threat and just shoot us on arrival.
Maybe we can... I don't know, maybe there's something on the island we can find and send this thing out to sea. I don't know how big it's going to be, but
the box of stars isn't that large. I mean, it would only need a small boat, but steering it and making sure it stayed going out to sea is going to be the challenge. Now,
all right.
What about in the mine?
Placing it in the mine.
They've already maybe killed two birds with one stone, right? If there's something in there that needs to be destroyed or remelted into place, instead of taking it out into the ocean or try and drop it down a real deep hole.
I mean, there's already a volcano on the island, so I would think that the impact would be minimal if the hole was deep enough.
Oh no, there's no volcanic activity on this island.
It's just seismic, but it would be a volcano after
Is
that.
Borneo? There's a volcano on Borneo.
No, not in this timeline.
Oh.
This time.
Not yet.
So
good guess though.
You are correct, but
Cecil goes briefly back to the memory, however it pains him, and just takes stock, like sees if he can like look around. Is it just the entire island? Is it the ocean as well?
The island and like out to a small ring of fire on the ocean where you can finally see that the waves starting to like lap at the edges. This explosion is going to be massive if it goes off, right? But I mean, you can always throw it somewhere underground.
Cecil like shakes his head and he's like, "It's possible. It's possible if we get this deep enough underground. However, and he like gets a piece of paper like out of his notebook and starts like drawing, not to scale, but he tries. Like it's like this kind of effect. The entire island itself, the water just on the outskirts, to the point where like it was simply boiling as the waves came in to replace the water that was gone, all the way up into the sky.
All right. Well,
A couple of kilometers at least.
we have time, right? So, I think at this point,
Spencer could turn the like messed up plane into one-way rocket, huh?
we could ask him.
Let's go right now.
Why not, Spencer? Yeah, there's nothing wrong. Like that's not a bad idea. But overall, like you have about 24 to 48 hours to figure out like what to do with this basically suitcase nuke that you're walking around with.
Nuke case.
Nuke case, if you will. Yeah. So, yeah.
Right?
So Quentin says, "All right, we have time to figure something out. I asked Spencer to see what repairs he can make on the plane to get something functional. So maybe we have something up tomorrow that could fly. But
So
we might have to.
Spencer will. Oh, go ahead.
Well, we just might have to say there's more options further inland, right? Weird power source. We may have something we can mess with.
Yeah, we'll have to get there in a hurry and investigate, but I assume overland travel is not going to be quick.
We got vehicles.
Do we have roads?
Sorry.
Are there roads for the vehicles?
Oh yeah, there's one made. So there's one made road as I go back to the map, right?
Right. Like I know we're with the soldiers, on sort of the road into the airfield, but I don't know if that actually goes anywhere near anywhere we want to go.
No, good point. No, I got a map of the area, right? So he's able to.
At the prospect of not having a road here. Yeah.
No, there's a main road that goes to the survey camp at the farm, right?
Well, I guess that's where we need to go, isn't it?
Also, you are frozen on video. I don't know.
Am I? Oh dear.
Yeah.
For
Fix
a little while.
So I just noticed it. That's
Is that
yeah.
Oh.
Welcome back.
Motion.
good? I'm here.
So
All right.
very cool.
So priorities.
Right. Let's talk about that.
And then please, anyone jump in. I'm still a little rattled and drained from this.
Plague that we need to deal with, and I still think we should hurry up and take a sample from our poor fellow on the road, so that we can see if that infernal machine that we brought with us actually does anything or not. If it does, that means that our path to getting to the mining camp is at least a little bit clearer, since presumably we could inoculate ourselves against the contagion. Now, if we can do that and get there, see what they've discovered for power source or anything else, then we can start to actually help out.
It makes a lot of sense to me.
Spencer, we'll work on getting this up and running. Whatever, however that might be. It might be rescuing us. It might also be sending a mystical box out to sea.
I definitely have one engine I can get up and running and strap a box to it and just launch it right out into the ocean. And about... hold on. And he starts turning, he starts, flipping a couple switches and hits the ignition and you just hear
Capital.
I will get there.
Was that? Yeah. That was.
All right.
That was the thing. I mean, it did a thing.
There's spark plugs. I just need more spark plugs.
More demerits.
Yes. Okay.
Planes are not meant to land the way we landed them. The landing gear took some of the damage. The engine took the rest. I can maybe get this thing fixed.
Like, I'll be keeping track.
Seriously, like
I'm not a bad mechanic.
so,
If
All right.
you
So
need assistance.
I should be able to take care of this on my own. Listen, I need to be able to just solve this so I can get on his good list. Like,
Oh, don't worry. I'm not on his good list. He won't credit me.
but oh well, of course I thought to check the turbines. who who wouldn't think of that? Excuse me.
Spencer.
I
um,
feel so bad
So-
because Spencer like should be a smart person. He's just not having a great time. You can, if you want to stay and help Spencer, you can. It is better for the adventure overall going in.
Yeah, if
Right.
you don't. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
all right. So, Quentin, do we need to put on the suits now?
Oh, yeah, we should absolutely put on suits. If we're gonna do anything past that quarantine zone, we 100% want to be wearing,
Mm.
these suits.
All right.
Oh, so they have like a compressed air supply?
Yeah, there's like a little ventilator and everything.
That's not gonna run into any problems
So.
at all. Nope. Yeah. Okay.
I'll,
Okay.
while we're doing that, I also speak with Sergeant Preston, and I just like get like a clear signal to like communicate to him not to fire on us when we're returning.
Okay.
And also say and the radio works and we're able to communicate with you from that camp.
Yeah, radio works, and there's an extra one in the cars too. So, you just give us a call. You can give us a thumbs up as you're coming back. Right? Just, we'll make sure we won't shoot you. As long as you don't have any of the yellow stuff growing on you, you'll be good to go. Nice suit, by the way. That's really cool. Is that like?
Thank you. Oh, you mean this? Boy, it's what a drab and hellish suit it is.
Looks kind of neat. Looks really uncomfortable though. It's too hot for something like that.
It is.
Okay.
The word that comes to mind when I see these suits is vulcanized, and I know we're going to be like dying in the.
100%.
You just turn the boot upside down and pour out sweat.
Ah, that's gross. So you're able to real quick set up like a little makeshift like tent. Quentin puts together. He sets up. He opens the box and like partially sets up the viral analyzer, and says, "All right. Should we go get that person?
Mm.
All right.
I
He like walks out the
Right.
he walks out the tent. He's just like, "Who's gonna come with me?"
I'd much rather not.
Wendy will go so she can like say some nice words about it, kind of a thing, like give it a little bit of an acknowledgement and honor in the like, given that this is apparently like unceremonious, just hopped off from. So yeah.
Okay. I would like Okay,
You good?
here's what we gotta do. You start walking out there. It's Quentin, Kelly, Wendy, right? Well, suited up and everything.
Yeah, Wendy will have made like a sign with a spare piece of paper that's like "not sick, do not shoot," and stuck it like a "kick me" sign. But yeah.
Okay. As you start down the road, right? So off to the sides, keep in mind, as you look a little ways down, the road starts... Pardon?
I made one for Kelly
Oh,
too.
nice. The road curves just a little bit, and it's like thick jungle on either side, right? So you can see the corpse like laying out there, and you start to head out that way. I need you two to make a this will be a dexterity check or a dodge roll, right?
Oh, hello, 7.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a. Oh my gosh, that's a great success. 1 under.
Okay, very cool. Is that a success? Okay, good. I need... Here's what you see. You start heading out. You walk your way down the road a little bit. Kind of come to that little area where the person would have emerged from the curve. And was unfortunately shot by Preston, right? You hear suddenly movement in the trees. Very close to you. Almost faster than you can track, this insanely large, I mean like 10 plus foot tall, 4-armed monstrosity comes flying, like running basically, just out of the wood line and roars at the three of you. Kelly, Wendy, and Quentin, right? And just interposes itself between you and the dead person on the road. It just roars and with one hand, like, grabs them to just start dragging them off into the woods. All right.
Probably just let that go, right? I don't think.
Here's what you see, and please make a sanity check for me.
Oh, fuck.
So.
Ah! No.
Thank you.
But just like as Quentin makes one as well.
Pass.
Pass.
Wow, same team. All right. That is unfortunately.
Oh no.
Where is it? Oh no, words are hard and I have to read under pressure. Oh, okay. It's only 1 point. Lost. As you see this, yeah. If you succeed, it's 1 point. As this thing just barrels out of the wood line, grabs the corpse with one arm, and snarls at you with these like glowing red eyes, and like just goes, and like proceeds to start dragging this thing back into the wood line.
Okay, but it's not like eating. It grabbed the body. It is like making the GTFO.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a.
He can have that one.
But
That's fine.
Quentin just stops and goes,
What if that's
all right.
like? Is it your friend?
No, don't. What?
He's not coming for us. He wants the body, right? Like, what if it's? What if this is what happens with the stuff?
No, Wendy. Shh.
Nah, that's not.
Slowly put my hand over my.
That's not supposed. We got. That's not supposed to happen. No.
Slowly back into the way we came.
Yeah.
Start running.
And it just like takes off into the wood line, dragging this corpse behind it, right? And you can see as you were close, the corpse was just like covered in this yellow bubbles, right? Yellow like,
Yeah.
and it just picks him up and runs.
Then the monstrosity doesn't have any of the yellow on it.
Not that you saw. For
I spot it.
oh yes, go ahead. So. And then Cecil and Oliver, you both heard the roar and saw like the little blur of movement.
Great success.
Okay, yeah, it does actually have yellow powder on it, like around its neck and around its face.
Okay.
Oliver,
Well, did you hear that?
I was just about to ask you the same thing.
You see the three of them coming like running back down the road. Just like,
Wendy's being dragged. She's not running.
okay, Quentin's like, let's go, come on. And like immediately it's like,
Yeah.
What happened? What was it?
Save! What if that's...
all right.
I can't quite understand, Wendy, with Kelly, your
and...
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Oliver's just gonna take a knee and shoulder his rifle and look behind him and see whatever's coming.
Mm-hmm.
What
kind of aims?
wasn't in the brief? Wasn't in the brief. All right.
Oh,
All right.
sounded like a lion.
It had the yellow on it. Like, what if that's the late stage game? What if that's...
You think people turn into that? Oh no.
And I don't know. But, like, there were 10 people killed. We didn't see any of those out there, did we?
Probably because that thing snatched them all.
Oliver, Cecil, did you see? There's a. It looked like a gorilla with 4 arms and crazy like.
I hadn't the pleasure of scanning the horizon.
It's I believe they're orangutans.
Oh.
I don't think gorillas are native to this.
Whatever that was not natural. It was about 10 please.
About 4 feet high.
About 10 easily.
10.
Yeah,
Oh.
incredibly fast, very very dangerous, covered in yellow pus of powder or something.
Oh, the yellow.
Okay, yeah, not an orangutan then.
No, something's very wrong with that. All right.
Did you get a sample?
Nah, did not manage to get a sample.
Cecil looks them over and he says, and did any yellow powder get on you?
No.
Oliver, let's look them up and down. And we kind of
we're
scan
suited
them.
up, right? So, like...
It doesn't matter. Like if there's any powder on you that might be.
Okay, so I'll, I guess, roll. What's that? Medicine.
Oh yeah. So try to examine people.
Yeah, that's a regular success. So.
Okay. Everyone looks fine. Even if people did get some stuff on them, the integrity of the suit is good. The question would be if you'd had issues with the soldiers, right?
Did you find any?
But no, everyone looks good and clean.
Did you find any powder, however?
I mean, if we go back, we could look, but
My thought
only
and
on the thing.
my thought process is this: if it's their if they're getting the boils explode and they have spores, and if those creatures are related at all, then we feed it into the machine, and that might be the solution.
That's a
Did you
couple
find any powder?
conjecture there.
I went to university. I'm just saying.
Sorry.
Specialized in folklore, but
General education class. That's fine.
I was on the riding team. However.
Well, great. You can ride the thing if it comes back.
Well, if it does come back, and or if we find any horses.
Wonder if I mean, we're gonna. All right, we're gonna have to get in there, right? We can't. Look, we're gonna have to get some big guns, or we have to just get to these villages, right? Like there are people that need our help, and these. Man. All right. He like tries to straighten his bow tie, realizes he's in this like sanitation suit, and gets mad about it. It's like, all right, look, it's been a hell of a morning, but I think we gotta keep going. All right, we're here. We gotta fix it. We gotta fix the problem. If we gotta fight our way in, so be it. But there are people in that village that need help, and getting to them with the vial analyzer is the only way we're gonna make this better.
You're on the clock.
I see. Let's go. Let's we have our jeeps. We have our equipment. We have it.
All right.
Let's go.
Let's do it. Wendy, you've got the keys, right? So you're given 3 jeeps, plenty of food and water to last for easily 2 weeks, right? While you're in there working. Plus, there's also supplies that are basically left at the edge of the quarantine where people can come and pick stuff up and like roll back. It's different than like people trying to break the quarantine. There's a designated drop-off point. So you know the people inside are being somewhat taken care of. What I want to do actually is I think this is a good stopping point because we're about to get into some other shenanigans, right? So we're ending a little early, but as we kind of zoom back and we see our adventurers all pile into these jeeps and they start heading into the quarantine zone, right? Start driving through the forest, and things are weird here, right? The forest is not like any forest you've ever been in, right? There's it's hard to pin it down, a vibe or some sort of weird feeling that everyone gets, right? You don't get that refreshing outdoor almost rejuvenation that you would normally get from, visiting someplace like this. It feels thick almost, like it feels like it's hard to move, and it gets a little odd when you're trying to breathe or think. Is like something's just different about the environment. And as you're heading towards the camp, despite it being early morning / early afternoon at this point, it's starting to get a little darker, right? Like an overcast kind of just falls over the area, but there's not a cloud in the sky. And the thing is, this is weird for everyone, but Cecil, you start to recognize why this feels so familiar. Because you've been to a place like this before where you felt similar kind of indicators, right? You felt strange things kind of affecting the world around you. It's not identical, but it's so similar. It's so familiar that it reminds you of your time with the lad with the lamp. And you can't help but feel that he's closer connected to this place.
Cecil shivers and doesn't say anything to anybody.
As we end out, what's everyone thinking as they're driving into this like bizarre situation?
Was it possible that Lord Davenport is cold?
Cold in this weather?
No.
In this economy?
Like, I think Wendy's like suspicion of like how the people and the like cryptid stuff and like the land is being treated is causing like more problem here than like this is clearly human generated fuck up, and like, you know, the like she is certain that they have made it worse by like killing the Buaboth, and like, yeah, this is like there is something here that has gone like corrupted wrong because of the like involvement of the mining company and the British Army. And so like her like sympathy for the people that are keeping law and order is very, very low, and like the humidity and like the loss of light just sort of feels like okay, yeah, like the forest doesn't want us here, like that's understandable.
Cool. What about Kelly?
Yeah. Kelly's a little scared. Normally he feels pretty good in a fight, but seeing some of the creatures that are here kind of makes him worried that he could take them with his bare hands. So he's, probably the first time in his life, feeling a little bit useless or a little bit like the underdog, I guess.
Interesting. Professor?
Oliver feels like there's already kind of a sword of Damocles hanging over their heads with the box, since he knows exactly what that's going to do. So I'm not sure he pays this omen feeling mood too much mind, actually. It's sort of like, we've already hit 10 on the dial. 11's not coming.
It's like, yeah, it just can't get worse.
Well, functionally, no.
This is true.
Like, physically, sure, but in degree, nah, we're there.
Well, Cecil, have any other parting thoughts?
Cecil does kind of like, he thinks of a distant figure in the dark with a lamp, like slowly approaching, yet never really getting closer. He kind of clears his throat, and he says, there is a very dangerous power here, I feel. And I feel that the power here is not only powerful mystically in strength, but in temptation. Keep your wits about you. And do not take kindly to gifts offered freely. And he kind of like nods and kind of like folds his arms.
Cool. And we will resolve that on the next session of Pulp Diction as we get into what's going on further in Borneo. But
Is that the name of the adventure?
Pulp Diction? Yeah.
No. What's going on further in...
Oh, what's going on further in Borneo? Absolutely. So, hold on, there's something there. Borneo.
I just want to meet Jason.
So, oh, I get it. So, well, for those of you watching, thanks for tuning in, having a good time. Remember, this is all for Extra Life, so be awesome. Donate if you have money to donate to any of the Extra Life links that are involved. Please do. It's awesome for a good cause. Follow us on all of our awesome social media. You know, we got Twitter, Discord, all sorts of updates. You know, follow the page. You'll know when we're streaming. The next thing up on the schedule actually might be me again. I plan to start streaming Undertale on the 19th, so if anybody wants to watch that, that'll be cool. I'm going to do some fun voices while I play through and try to, make it entertaining for me and anybody else who's watching. So with that, a couple of announcements. Throw some stuff out, right?
Yeah. If you don't mind me going. I am part of a real cool improv group. They're called Hot Switch, and we do very safely distanced. You don't even have to leave your couch. You can watch us online streaming. Just have to come up with the thing on Tuesday, August 24th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I'm gonna put that right here. We do improv in the style of just inspired by the days of old, where you could just channel surf through the tube and just see a bunch of random things. So we take all of our inspiration from that. Pretty darn fun. So, and it's free. You can just watch it. And you're like, oh man, I'm gonna go to bed early that night. I want to go to bed at 7. Don't worry, you can watch it on YouTube. We have a channel. But I put the link to the event, Facebook event right there. We'll put up the YouTube event link pretty close to the actual show. But if you want to go to @HotSwitch on Facebook and give us a little like, that would be awesome. And that's it for me.
Cool. And the very last announcement is our next session normally would be on the 29th of August, but we're going to have a few players out. So, as a sweet kind of, fill-in, right? Victoria...
as a switch up to the normal flavor of the 2 weeks-ness.
Yeah.
To be determined one-shot depending on who my players turn out to be. I'm going to run a game next time. So
that's going to be awesome.
2 Sundays from now, the 29th of August, then I'll be the one running the game.
Yep, and it's going to be awesome. So tune in, and with that, thanks for watching. We'll see you all in a couple weeks.